Question 1. How did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Okay, so first of all, I used Photoshop to make my film poster, and I'm just going to show you a quick technique on how I added a bunch of numbers in. So I just got an image off the internet of lots of numbers. I then created a layer and imported it into Photoshop, and then I made a quick mistake here to delete those. So I enlarged the image and then I changed the opacity to around 7%. You can change that by just using a slider, and then I placed them in different positions to fill the poster. So I'm just dragging them in here so I can get an overall look and you can see the numbers. You can also increase it if you want to make them a little bit more obvious by just highlighting and increasing them. But it doesn't look good. So okay, so I also use Final Cut Pro in order to add a colour correction. Throughout my product I used a black and white effect, but also incorporated a bit of colour depending on the light in which I filmed. So here I just put up the colour board and I drag down the midtones, the highlights and the main colour down. I also decrease the shadows slightly, and you can use these, and then I drag the colours all into one and take it out and place it into the blue just to give that little bit of colour. And then I place them in order to get that light, so you also get a little bit of colour, so it's not 100% black and white. As you can see here to the original image, it looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing and it matches the genre. You can also use preset colour corrections, however you can't get exactly what you're looking for without customising and adjusting them to your own settings. So we're just going to delete that and play it through. Okay, so the next clip here is me showing you how I created a split screen effect during my production. So first of all, I just got the clip and I scaled it down, but then I realised you don't need to scale it down. You just need to drag it down so you get half of the clip in there. This isn't 100% how I created it. I did make a lot more adjustments in order to create a more professional look, and I'll point out why in a minute. But as you can see here, I've got the driver in, so I just want to change the scale and the positioning. So we just get the bottom half of the car in, so the two images actually look like they're the same image, however they're not. So now I'll just cut any unnecessary footage, and now I'm going to use the keyframe to create this split screen sliding effect. So on the positioning, I drag it all the way out of the frame, and then I keyframe that at the start of the clip, and then I drag it through to the final where I want it to be, and I repress the keyframe, which is the little clock, and then as you can see through the time and the duration, the image drags out. I'm just going to do the same for the top image as well, so I'm just going to drag it out to the right outside the frame, press the keyframe there, and then as time goes by, as you can see here, the clip, there we go, the image is just going to slide across. Okay, so now once that's in, once you play it over, they both slide together, and as they both overlap, as you can see the bottom one overlaps the top one. In the original production it doesn't actually do this, and you just add the colour correction over the top. Okay, so for the next part of the evaluation, I'm just going to show you how I added some images in from the production to create a visual effect. So what I've done was I got the image, imported it, and then up here I just changed the opacity to 40%, and then I scaled it to fill the whole page using transform scale, and I just dragged it out there. I use these images using Command Shift 4 and just screenshotted a couple of action shots from the main production. And again here I'm just doing the same one here. I'm just scaling it, and then I'm just going to change the opacity again to 40%. You don't want the image too bold because then it doesn't match the rest of the film review. So I'm just going to do the same here. I'm just going to go and change the opacity, and then I'm going to go to transform, scale, and then drag it out. And as you can see, there's quite an obvious line there between each one, so I'm just going to reposition them on the layering map. So I'm going to drag that one above there just so they're a little bit less obvious and the lines aren't as bold. So then I'm going to go over to the image and layer of me that was green screen. I green screen this in a separate program, and I'm just going to again scale that a little bit larger so you've got the main actor or character from the production so that the readers know a little bit about the film. Okay, so for the next clip I'm just going to show you how we use Blogger. So you just open up Blogger, which is blogger.com, and then you choose your page, which is the advanced portfolio, and then if you want to change the design of your post, you just go into templates, and you've got a bunch of settings where you can have dynamic views, picture windows, and a bunch of just different layouts. You can also preview these, or you can just apply them to your blog. You can change them, you don't have to do it upon setup, but it just makes the overall appearance of your blog look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. You view your posts here, you can edit, you can view your blog, you can change the date. So if you want to view your blog, you just click that and you have your own individual link there. But if you just want to go back onto your posts, you can just go up and down, you can scroll them. I have mine in order, but if you want to edit one, you just click edit. You just wait for that to load, and then if you want to input a video, what you do is you go onto YouTube, and then you select the video you want to embed into your blog. So I'm just going to go onto my channel, I'm going to click on the video and then go onto share. Once you go onto share, you want to click embed, as I'm about to here. So you click embed and you get a long link, and then you just copy that, and then you go back into your post and you click the compose section of your blog, sorry, the HTML section, and then you just copy and paste that there, and then once you go back into composure, it will view and you'll be able to click edit and move around that video. This is helpful for demonstrating your video, etc. You can also add in an image by just clicking on the image and click and choose file, and you select that from your desktop. You update your blog once you've finished your post, and that'll save, that'll update and upload, and you just change your location and publish time, which helps with the ordering of your blog posts.